folks. In today's film I'm going to make something that I've never made before. I'm making a kedgeree. Let's have a look at those key ingredients. So a kedgeree is a fish curry rice type dish. So my key ingredients today, well, it's got to include fish, and I'm using honey roast mackerel fillets from Asda. These are absolutely delicious, really good. We've had these for breakfast the other day. With them I need rice, so I'm just using standard white and brown rice, a mixture in there. I've got 1 onion, 1 green pepper, 2 mushrooms, a red chilli. I've got 2 eggs, a tin of garden peas, and then my herbs and spices are basil, oregano, chana masala and smoked paprika. I think this is going to be an extremely flavoursome dish. I'm going to begin by putting some water in this saucepan. I'm going to put the saucepan on the ring just here, turn the heat on, and into that I'm going to add these 2 eggs. Lid goes on, and I need these to hard boil, so I can just leave these for now. Next I'm going to cook my onion, so I'm just going to top and tail it. I'm going to take out the outside layer. 1 nice white onion. And then I'm going to cut my onion down finely into nice little pieces, like so. So that's chopped nicely. So I've got a pan here which has got a bit of oil in the bottom. I used it earlier, and I'm going to keep the oil in there because it's got flavours in it. And I'm just going to add my onion into this pan. Heat goes on, and I want those onions to come to a sizzle. So while the onion's cooking, I'm going to finely chop the rest of my veg in pretty much the same way. So the onions are sizzling. There's my chopped veg. I'm just going to reduce it in size a little bit further, and I do that with my favourite rocking knife. Okay, so that is now reduced nicely. The onions are cooking lovely, just giving them a little stir around. And then the rest of the veg is going into the pan too. I'll just give all that a mix and stir around. So while those veggies are simmering, I'm now going to add the herbs. So in goes some basil. It's probably about 2 teaspoonfuls gone in there. And about half the amount of oregano, about 1 teaspoonful. I'm just going to mix that together. Wonderful aromatic smell coming off that. So I've got my rice in this jug. There's actually 300 ml of rice. I'm not sure what that works out at in grams. I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. Then I'm going to add a pint of water, or 568 ml. I'm going to turn the heat back up and let this begin to come to a simmer. Just a quick egg update. They're doing nicely. So while I'm waiting for this to simmer, I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, probably about a teaspoonful. I'm also going to add about a teaspoonful of smoked paprika. So I'm also going to add my chana masala. Now this recipe traditionally asks for curry powder. This is essentially a very similar thing. It's a nice sweet sort of curry flavour, quite delicate. And I'm going to put the equivalent of what would be 2 teaspoonfuls of this in there. And then I'm just going to stir this all together. It smells brilliant. I'm going to pop the lid on, and I want this to come to a simmer. Okay, just while that is coming to a simmer, let's get into the peas. Give peas a chance. There they are. I'm just going to drain those off. And this hasn't come to a boil yet, but it is getting warmer, and I want everything mixed together now, so I'm adding the peas. Okay, these eggs have now been boiling for in excess of 10 minutes. They're definitely hard boiled, so I'm going to turn them off. I'm just going to drain them. Okay, now they're drained, I'm going to put some cold water into the pan. And I want my eggs to cool right down before I handle them. Right, let's have a look at those rice and veggies. And they're now boiling, and that's what I wanted. So I'm going to remove the lid now because I want the water to evaporate and this to reduce. I reckon this is about 10 minutes off being where I need it to be. In the meantime, let's get into this fish. So this is actually already cooked. It doesn't need cooking, but I obviously want it warm. Okay, that's the good stuff. So there are 3 beautiful pieces of mackerel fillet, and I'm simply going to reduce these in size. I don't want to put them in whole like that, so I'm going to cut them in half down the middle, and then I'm going to cut them into sort of cubes like that. So there's my fish chopped and ready to go into the pan. So you can see now that the rice is really forming and the liquid is going, and this is where I wanted it to be at this point. What I didn't want to do is obliterate the mackerel in the pan by boiling it to death. So what I'm going to do now is just put it on top of the rice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to push the fish into the rice, but without breaking it up any more than what it is. I just want it to absorb in there so that the flavours from the smoked fish goes into the whole dish. So now I need to shell my eggs. So these are lovely free range eggs actually. They've been very, very nice. I can definitely tell the difference in the flavour, and I never thought that I would, but I actually can. They just seem better quality. So there's my eggs peeled and washed, and now with a very sharp knife I want to cut each one into 4. So I want to go down the middle and half it. I want to put it yolk side down and then drag along, and that gives me 4 pieces from each egg. So I'll just give this one last push around, and that looks within 3 or 4 minutes of completion now. But it's now time to place my egg pieces on the top as neatly as I can. And there, folks, is our kedgeree. 2 minutes and I'm serving up. Okay, this is done. It is time to turn the heat off and get dished up. Okay, so there are 2 of us eating today. We might not finish the whole thing. I'm sure we'll have a very good try though. And that doesn't look half bad, does it? But as ever, the proof is in the eating. So let's see what it's like. So first of all, I'm just going to go in for a bit of rice with a tiny bit of fish. It's beautiful. The curry flavour is very delicate. It doesn't come through massively strong at all. It's there. It registers, the spice registers from it. But the overarching flavour is the mackerel, which is absolutely stunning. Bit of egg. Oh yeah, the creaminess of the egg set against the smokiness of the mackerel and the spiciness of the rice. Absolutely spot on. What a fantastic dish. I'm making this again, that's for certain. Anyway folks, I hope you've enjoyed the film. I'm going to enjoy this. Catch you on the next one. The film that you've just watched is a Moss Home and Garden production. You can find more by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. I'd just like to say thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel and for watching my films. It really is very much appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to receive future updates about the home and garden films which I upload. You can find my YouTube channel by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. Please click on the red subscribe button. When you've done that, a little bell will appear. If you press that also, then you'll get future updates about the films which I upload. If you like my films, if you like my style of filming, then you might also like my travel channel, which you will find by going to youtube.com/Stuart Moss or type in www.mosstravel.tv. Again, if you could subscribe to that channel, it would be hugely appreciated. If you'd like to get Moss Home and Garden updates on Facebook, then please open Facebook and do a search for Moss Home and Garden, and you will find the page. If you like the page, then you will get future updates on there. And if you'd like to connect on Instagram for home, garden and travel photography, as well as some stories, then my username is StuMoss, STUMOSS. If you'd like to connect on Twitter, then my username is @StuartMoss. And if you'd like to contact me about film usage or any other issue, please just email me on stewmosshomegarden@gmail.com. Once again, thank you very much for supporting my channel, for watching my films. I do appreciate it. I'd just like you all to have a great day.